going to review these two paint tube wringers, and if you don't know what these are, you use these to squeeze out every last bit of toothpaste or paint from a tube. Full disclosure, I paid for this one. I got this wringer for free, but it has no impact on my review. So this is the inexpensive one, and then I have this big squeeze paint tube wringer. They work in a similar manner, but as you can tell, one is beefier than the other. Now, I've had plastic ones in the past, and I don't recommend them because they usually break. And the one I had broke like right at the hinge, but I've had this one for 4 years and it still works. So this is a lightweight one, but since it's made from aluminum and the key is stainless steel, it should last a long time and it shouldn't rust either. The way this works is normally you squeeze a tube like this, and these manufacturers say that you leave between 25 and 30% of the product in the tube by doing it that way. I don't know if it's really that much, but there's definitely extra paint in this tube I can get out with the tube wringer. So what you do is you just open this up and squeeze the handle and just turn the key. And you can see it's leaving ridges in here and it's squeezing out all this extra paint. It's gathering up at the front. So you can definitely tell that it really put a lot of pressure on here and crimped out this tube. All the paint gathered up here, and if I want more paint for my palette, it's pretty easy to squeeze it out now. So there's a lot more in there. I'm not going to squeeze it all out because I don't plan on using this right now, but you can see there's a lot more paint that I could take advantage of. So what are the differences here? There's the concept of like leverage. You're trading distance for pressure. That's what leverage is. So when you squeeze on this, you're actually you're multiplying the force from your hand on here. And what I noticed about this one is they both pivot from this point. These handles are a bit longer, so I do think you get a little bit more leverage. And it's the same with like the key that you turn. The big squeeze paint tube wringer is a little bit longer. So the idea is if you turn from the ends, you should have more leverage as you turn this. The opening on this one is 3.1 inches, where I think this one is more like 3 inches. You get a little bit extra width on the big squeeze paint tube wringer. So it works on plastic ones. You just squeeze it through, and all that paint, you can see it's plastic, so you can see through it. You do get quite a bit of extra paint out of it. One of the great features about this big squeeze paint tube wringer is this curved metal right here guides the tube away from your hand. So when you put this in here and you squeeze it through, you can see the tube is going away from your hand. Whereas on this one, when you start turning it, it goes towards your hand, and then you either have to like bend it and then continue onward with it. It's not a big deal. And I think the newer version of this has like a rubber grip on here, so it doesn't hurt your hand as much. But this is really nice in that it's round and it fits in your hand. And it's also a different angle. Like this handle is a little bit more ergonomic. When you hold this one, it's kind of like putting it this way. I don't know if that really matters, but the big squeeze paint tube wringer is made in the USA, and it has a lifetime warranty. I'm not really quite sure what that includes, but I don't even think you would need it because this thing's pretty strong. It just feels real heavy. That's another thing is, this is lightweight, and it's kind of nice if you want to paint outdoors, so you can pack this in your bag and it doesn't add that much weight, whereas this one's a little bit heavier. So if you plan on traveling with one of these, maybe this one would be better. Just a quick weight comparison. This is 12.3 ounces, and then the less expensive one is 4.8 ounces. So if weight is a consideration, like if you paint outside, this one will be lighter. And these are good for more than just paint. You can use them for toothpaste, tomato paste, or any other product that comes in the tube. I would recommend getting a separate one for food products so that you're not like getting paint contaminating your food. My final thoughts on this is that either one will work pretty well. Like I said, I wouldn't bother with the plastic ones, especially if it has a plastic gear. This is metal, and so is this one. It grips the tubes better, and they don't flex at all. Is it worth getting a paint tube wringer? Absolutely, because these will last a long time, and it'll pay for itself.